Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and today we got the EZA details for the long anticipated 8th anniversary LRs. We got the physical Z duo and the strength GT duo. So first we'll just quickly go over their EZA details, and then I'll hop over in the game and we'll see what kind of build, hidden potential build you should be rocking for these guys. So for the physical Z duo, their leader skill, basically all they really changed, key +1 right here. Alright. So now their passive skill. So they're going to have 50% damage reduction as the first attacker in the turn. They're getting an additional key +1 per key sphere obtained. So this is only as the first attacker. Okay, they're getting a high chance of evading. So this is once only, this damage reduction. So basically you can take advantage of this by keeping these guys in slot 2 until you really need them in slot 1. So, and then as the second or third attacker in the turn, damage reduction 60%, key +2 per key sphere. So that's a unconditional defense 50%. They're getting 150% when attacking with 12 or more key. They're getting an additional super with 18 or more key, another additional super with 24 key, and then another additional super one time only with 24 key. And then per super attack performed, they're going to build up to guaranteed crit, and they're getting key so these guys are just going to always have 24 key after a couple super attacks. And then the craziest part about these guys, the Z duo, they're massively stacking on both their 12 and 18 key. They're also greatly raising attack on their 18 and then 30% raise on their 12 key. So the strategy with these guys, you start them in slot 2 or 3, probably slot 2 because these guys are like in the top 5 in the game, so you don't really want to float them. So you start them in slot 2, they'll basically be invincible. They're going to launch, what is that? Their first super attack. That's 1 additional, 2 additional, 3 additionals, plus the hidden potential additional, so that's possibly 5 super attacks, all with 100% defense raises. Then they're going to be getting key +2 for every single one of those, and they're going to be building up crit. So this is just their non-standby. So this is not even taking into account their Spirit Bomb. These guys are just really good. And guarding too. Yeah, these guys are just crazy. So here's the super attack effects. Massively raising, that's 100% raise. It's insane. Yep. Massive raise on both 12 and 18 key. And then here is the standby. So you get into the standby, I believe it's turn 4, does it say? In the passive skill it should. Okay, it doesn't say here. I'm pretty sure it's 4 turns. Okay. So once you get in here, if you do this on the 5th turn, they're going to change all key spheres to physical and rainbow. 100% damage reduction. They're going to get attack 77% and guaranteed crit with 7 or more key spheres. This is going to be for the rest of the fight. So even if you use this and you use the Spirit Bomb before the fight is over, they're going to have this for the rest of the fight. And then 888%. So their Spirit Bomb is just going to nuke everything. And their Spirit Bomb is guaranteed critting. So that kind of leads into the hidden potential a little bit. We'll get into that when I go on the game and show you guys. But they don't need crit. Their standby is going to guaranteed crit. Their base form has guaranteed crit. So these guys do not need crit. Alright, that's the Z duo. Let's check out the GT duo. Again, just a key +1 added to their leader skill, not a big deal. Alright, guard. You always like to see guard. Stats. So they have kind of the same thing. First attack on a turn, 1-time damage reduction, and crit rate. I don't think these guys had crit rate there, but they're building up their crit rate anyway. Yeah, no, these guys have damage reduction, more damage reduction, and dodge chance. So the GT duo, damage reduction, crit rate, first attack on the turn, 1 time only. Second or third attack on the turn, 1 time only. Again, damage reduction, crit rate. So 40% damage reduction, this is 30%. And then they do have a high chance of 30% damage reduction, so 50% chance. This is not limited. And then let's see down here. They're building up their... So when they're fully built up, they'll have 50% damage reduction, not taking into account these. Let's say you already got these. And then if they get supered in slot 2 or 3, they have a 50% chance for basically 80% damage reduction. And 80% damage reduction with these guys is stats. And we'll take a look at their super attack effects. But these guys are, I believe it's greatly raising defense every single super they do. So they're going to tank everything. Excuse me. They're going to tank basically everything. So same thing with the additional supers. They get the first super you're getting with them, 1 additional, 2 additional, 3 additional. And then if you have additional in their hidden potential, that could be 5 super attacks total. Just like the Z duo. And they're building up ki just like the Z duo. Instead of crit rate, actually no, they are building up crit rate. What is the Z duo? Okay, so the Z duo is building up crit rate to 100%. The GT duo is building up damage reduction and crit to 50%. So that's kind of how they balanced it out. Alright, let's see their super attack effects. So their 12 key is greatly raising, and their 18 key is 70% raising. And greatly raising defense for 4 turns, so 50% defense. I mean, it's kind of a stack, a 4-turn stack. It's not infinite, but it's good. And 50% defense raise for 1 turn on their 12 key. So the Z duo is going to be a lot more tanky, but the GT duo is going to be a lot more offensive. Let's take a look at their standby. So they got the crazy support basically tuned up to 11. So 11 key. Run these guys with Diamond Goku. He's gonna have all the key he'll ever need. 110% attack. That's, I've never seen 100% attack support before. So that's nuts. Instead of crit, they're effective against all types. Crit is better, but at least they have this. They're launching an additional super. They're getting defense with 50% or more HP. They have the revive. So these guys they're meant to die. Then you revive, and then you launch the Spirit Bomb. And you don't get as much of an attack buff as the Z duo with the finish effect. but these guys are stacking attack. So you're meant to just stack attack and then launch that. And if you stack attack enough, you're going to be doing way more damage than the Z duo. So Vegeta's super attack effects, he's massively 100% attack raise for 1 turn on both 12 and 18 key. And then he's greatly raising defense for 4 turns. So 100% attack stack, 50% defense. Well, this is not a stack, this is just for 1 turn. But you get what I'm trying to say there. Alright. Oh, and here we go. They're also raising superclass allies attack by 40% for 4 turns. So this guy's just nuts. They took Vegeta's support and just dialed it up to 11. So these EZAs are crazy. We were all looking forward to this. They're definitely cracked. That's the only word I can say to describe this. But it's deserved. These are anniversary EZAs, and they deserve it, that's for sure. So we're gonna hop back on the game, and we'll take a look at some build suggestions. Alright, so we're back on the game here, and we'll start out with the Z duo. So the Z duo, they're building up their crit. They're gonna have 100% crit in both their base form and their standby form. So you don't need any crit for these guys. I would highly recommend full additional and the rest dodge. So right here I forgot I used the stone to get rid of the crit nodes here. You can see I have 6 crit here. That's because of this gold skill orb. This is their skill orb from the 10th anniversary event. I don't really have a better one here. I mean, I could put this level 7, but what's the point? I don't think 2% is going to make that much of a difference. Plus, it's a non-EX orb. So for right now, I'm going to keep this until I get a good orb from the Whis event. Maybe like level, what is it? Level 7 additional level. I think it goes up to level 8 actually. Yeah, I think it's level 8 additional level. I'm not sure the level, but it's plus 1200 defense. That would be the one I would want for them, the super physical equip. So I'm gonna wait for that. But in terms of their actual hidden potential skills, I have these guys rainbowed. You just need 2 dupes to be able to do this. So put additional, and then the rest dodge. So we'll put dodge there, dodge here, and that's kind of what I would recommend. So set them back to rainbow there. And in terms of skill orbs, this one's good. Unless you have the level 8 attack, 8 defense, this one will be fine. This is perfect. Dodge and defense. Unless you have additional defense, this is very good. And then this it's not the best, but I'm waiting for a better one. So as soon as I get a better one, I will put that on them. There are these types of equips, these dodge and defense. These could be good, but I do want additionals on him. Instead of dodge is good, but I want to be stacking their defense as much as I can. So this is the build I would recommend. Max additional, secondary dodge, no crit. Alright, let's go on to the GT duo. So these guys, it's honestly up to you. And by that, I mean these guys have 50% crit in their base form. So if you're taking into account only their base form, I would say max additional, max dodge. But then we got to think about their standby form, the Super Saiyan Vegeta. He does not have any crit, so that it poses the problem of you want to crit with the Spirit Bomb. The whole point of the Spirit Bomb is to do as much damage as possible, and crit with that is going to do so much more damage than just effective against all types. So you kind of have to think to yourself, do you want to prioritize these guys for Spirit Bomb damage, or do you want to prioritize them to stack as much attack as possible? If you want as much Spirit Bomb damage as possible, you want to see the 999 across your whole screen with the crit, I would do max crit, secondary additional. But, and there's no right or wrong answer here, to be honest with you. If you want to see them do 5 additional supers at first turn, 4 supers after, you want them to stack that attack. And keep in mind, it's not just the attack that's important. Obviously, they're not EZA yet, so the details here are not up to date. But when they EZA, they're raising their defense. It's only for 1 turn, but it'll help them tank hits a lot better. It's honestly up to you. It really depends what you're looking for in this character. Personally, I think I'm gonna sleep on this. I want to see. I think the EZA is coming out tomorrow. I kind of want to see how they feel to me first, if you know what I'm trying to say. I want to see how they perform, and then I want to make my decision. Whereas with the Boo duo, I don't even have to see. They have guaranteed crit. You don't need crit. So them, it's a lot easier. The GT duo, it's a little bit more complicated to determine what hidden potential build you want to do. So the two options I would say are, so don't worry about dodge with this character. They need to take hits to build up their damage reduction, and their standby form is meant to die. You have to die to get the Spirit Bomb off. So, if you want max Spirit Bomb damage, do max crit, secondary additional. If you want to maximize their stacking potential, do max additional and secondary crit. Alright. I hope that helped. I will see you guys next time. Peace.